Welcome to episode 50. I'm in a park today. As you can see, it's a beautiful spring day here. And today's a story about my mother living in Nice, France. She grew up there and in Shanghai. But my mother went to lycée in high school in Nice, France. And she lived with my grandmother, of course, in Nice, France. They lived there during the year. Summertime was for Shanghai, and then during the rest of the year, my grandmother would live with my mother in France. And my grandmother had a sister who had a problem. And the problem was that she had a lot of Fabergé eggs. They were given by the Tsar. And when that happened was on the train, because de Roncourt, as I said, or von Roncourt, was the managing director of the Russian railroad. So he was many times rode along with the Tsar on the trains. And the Tsar would always give the manager of the railroad company a Fabergé egg every trip, okay? And so my grandmother's sister had a lot of these Fabergé eggs. And what she was doing was going into Monte Carlo and gambling. Yeah, the Russians, they had money, but they didn't have economic training or economic sense. And so she spent basically all of her money, my grandmother's sister, using his Fabergé eggs to pay for her gambling. So my grandmother was very upset with her sister. It was before the revolution, I mean. And what happened was they lived next door to another lady, Mrs. von Meck, who was the wife of a railroad guy also. She's very wealthy. Her husband died, and so she had a lot of money. And she was in a movie, or featured in a movie called The Music Lovers, which was made in 1970s, starring Richard Chamberlain. And it was about her and Tchaikovsky. Mrs. von Meck gave money to Tchaikovsky so he could do nothing but compose music. And so it's a famous story in Russian history. And what happened to me was kind of interesting. I'm on Facebook, and I got a Facebook note from Denise von Meck, who lives in Moscow. And he's the direct descendant of the von Meck family. And we've been talking, and we're good friends, and trying to figure out what the connections were. And I'm not really sure what the connections are, but somehow I think we're connected. It's all railroad people, railroad business, basically. But my grandmother was part of the railroad family, and that she was very wealthy from that before the revolution, of course, and you know, she did pretty well. So kind of a crazy story about living in Nice and having my grandmother's sister being a gambling addict and blowing all her money in Monte Carlo, which is what a lot of the Russians did, because they didn't know how to invest money. And they also didn't live in Paris. They lived in south of France because the weather was nicer, and also they wanted to gamble. They loved to gamble. So that's this story. So it's a little confusing, this story. Hopefully Denise may get on here and tell us what he knows about this. But just trying to figure it out. But it's a great movie, by the way. You want to see it. It's called The Music Lovers, and it's about how Tchaikovsky got 6,000 rubles a month from Mrs. von Meck, who lived in Nice, who was Russian, and she financed him and told him only compose music. And that's why we have so much music from Tchaikovsky, wonderful music, because of Mrs. von Meck. And Mrs. von Meck was Denise's great-great-grandmother, I think. That's how that worked. Not sure. So anyway, this story gets a little mixed up at this point, but I'm trying to figure it out. So that's the latest story. This episode is brought to you by a sponsor. It's SONOSTICS.com, and SONOSTICS.com has invented a medical device. You put it under your feet, And it talks to the nerves in your body, which talks to your brain, and the brain exercises a muscle in your lower leg called the soleus muscle, and that's a pump. And our body has two pumps. One pump is the heart, and the other pump is this muscle in the lower leg. This muscle, when exercised properly, removes the fluids from our lower legs and pushes it back up to the heart and helps the heart do better. And as a result, you don't have leg cramps, cold hands, cold feet, circulation is much better. And also, one of the benefits now we've discovered is cognitive decline begins to disappear. In fact, after 6 months, many people who are having cognitive decline return to normal. And so this is what this company is doing. And what we're trying to do is take this company worldwide. It has invented the device. The device works. It's been tested. They have quite a number of these devices. And we are trying to make this company go worldwide, because this could be the solution to preventing cognitive decline. So that's my sponsor. I'm very proud of this company and want to help them. If you want to help this channel, which is what this is, of course, I talk about this all the time, sorry. You can subscribe. That increases my viewership. You can chat, in other words, get on here and post a comment, and I'll be glad to talk with you about anything, including whatever you want. And then also you want to, what else do we need to do here? Oh yeah, subscribe, and God, I can't remember what the other thing you have to do is. Share, right, you want to share this post and with others. And more activity on this channel, the better, right? And then if you want to pay me directly, so I don't have to wait, whoop, I lost my coffee cup. I'm back. So you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Derek Rawson, DerikRawson, except you put an R instead of an N. And that sends money directly to me. You can buy me a cup of coffee for €5. You can also be a member or join and pay a fixed amount every month on Buy Me a Coffee. Buy Me a Coffee has 1 million subscribers. It's used worldwide. It works with any bank, any credit card system. So that's a good way to support this channel. I will also put up some end tags that you'll see on YouTube, where you can click on those and you can go to my next podcast. All my podcasts are marked EP, which means episode, of course, Easy Paul. And there's also a link that'll come up on YouTube that says playlist. If you click on that, it shows you all my podcasts, and you can just flick down through all of them and see what I've been saying over time. So thank you very much for watching. Sorry, this is a little disorganized today. Lost my coffee cup here, but I got it back. This is the end of episode 50. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.